Thursday, October 23, 2025, AGNDD intelliReport topic, Red-billed quelea. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated article-based video. Discover the intriguing history, taxonomy, and naming origins of the red-billed quelea, Africa's most numerous bird species. The red-billed quelea was first described by Linnaeus in 1758 as Emberiza quelea, erroneously from India, later corrected to Africa, Senegal, in 1766, citing Brisson. Edwards illustrated it that year. Reichenbach established the genus Quelea in 1850. The white-faced morph was named Q. russi in 1877. Three subspecies exist: Q. quelea, West Central Africa; Q. lathamii, Central Southern Africa; and Q. ethiopica, Eastern Africa. Two proposed subspecies, Spoliator intermedia, are not recognized. They differ in male breeding plumage. The red-billed quelea, quelea, derives its name possibly from medieval Latin qualea, quail, evoking biblical quail hordes as suggested by M.W. Jeffries. Linnaeus provided no explanation. Local names include Quelea domo jacundu, Swahili, Nzunga, Kwangali, and others. Subspecies Lathamii honors ornithologist John Latham. Ethiopica references Ethiopia, with type from Sennar, Sudan. The International Ornithological Committee designates red-billed quelea as official, with alternatives like black-faced diok, red-billed weaver, and Sudan diok. Recent DNA analysis positions the red-billed quelea as the sister group to a clade comprising the cardinal quelea, Q. cardinalis, and red-headed quelea, Q. erythrops. The genus Quelea, part of the true weavers, Plocinae, is most closely related to the Phodes, Fudia, with 7 species on western Indian Ocean islands. Together, Quelea and Fudia form a sister clade to Asian Ploceus species. A phylogenetic tree illustrates these relationships. Captive interbreeding has been observed between red-billed and red-headed queleas. The red-billed quelea is a small sparrow-like bird, 12 centimeters long and 15-26 g, with a conical bill that's red, orange, or yellow depending on sex and season. Breeding males often have a black facial mask, 75%, surrounded by yellow, rusty, pink, or purple bands, with striped brown upperparts and lighter underparts. Non-breeding males and females have gray-brown heads, whitish throats, and pink-red bills. Juveniles start naked with white bills, developing adult-like plumage by 5 months. Subspecies vary in mask extent and underpart colors. It resembles the female pin-tailed whydah in non-breeding plumage, but lacks the whyda's eye stripes. Flying flocks produce a unique sound from numerous wing beats. Upon reaching roosts or nests, birds bustle noisily for about 30 minutes before quieting. Both sexes vocalize. Males sing in brief spurts, beginning with chatter and transitioning to a warbling tweedle-toodle-tweedle. The red-billed quelea inhabits tropical and subtropical sub-Saharan Africa, favoring dry thornbush grasslands and avoiding forests. It's absent from western South Africa, arid coasts, and introduced to Reunion. It resides mostly below 1,500 m, feeds on wild grass seeds or cereals, requires daily water within 30 kilometers, and nests in wet habitats near shrubs or reeds. Queleas migrate seasonally over long distances, tracking grass seed availability post-rains across 5 to 6 regions. Subspecies are region-specific. Nominate in Nigeria/Senegal, Ethiopica in Eastern Africa with subpopulations, Lathamii in Southern Africa converging on Zimbabwean Highveld before splitting northwest/southeast. The red-billed quelea is the world's most abundant wild bird, with populations reaching 1.5 billion post-breeding. It specializes in seeds from annual grasses, migrating to follow seasonal availability after rains, requiring high-energy intake for fat reserves. Breeding occurs in low-veld areas with thorny acacia vegetation below 1,000 m elevation. Daily foraging flights span 50 to 65 kilometers, returning to roosts or nests. They often mix with weavers, bishops, sparrows, estreldids, and barn swallows. Wild lifespan is 2-3 years, though captives can live up to 18. The red-billed quelea breeds after 300-800 mm of rain, building nests 4-9 weeks later in thorny trees, reeds, or sugarcane. Colonies can span millions of nests with densities up to 30,000 per hectare. Males construct oval grass nests, 18 by 16 centimeters, using 600-700 strips, attracting females for completion in 2 days. Clutches typically have 3 eggs, range 1-5, incubated 9-10 days, shared daytime, female at night. Chicks hatch, eat insects, then seeds, fledge in 2 weeks and mature in a year. Multiple broods possible annually. Males monogamous per cycle. Bill redness indicates dominance. Red-billed queleas feed in flocks on ground seeds, leapfrogging to form a rolling cloud for efficient foraging. They prefer 1-2 mm grains from grasses like echinocloa and sorghum. At Lake Chad, diets focus on wild rice, sorghum, and jungle rice. Otherwise, cereals like barley, rice, and wheat. Adults eat 15 g seeds daily. Nestlings get half insects, grasshoppers, beetles, plus snails, spiders. Breeding females consume snail shells for eggs. A Namibian colony of 10 million birds devoured 13 T insects and 1,000 T seeds. Daily, flock at dawn for food, rest, preen near water, evening forage. The red-billed quelea faces numerous predators, including birds like lanner falcons, tawny eagles, and marabou storks. Mammals such as warthogs, squirrels, galagos, monkeys, mongooses, genets, civets, foxes, jackals, hyenas, cats, lions, and leopards, and reptiles like snakes, Nile crocodiles, and African helmeted turtles. Snakes raid nests for eggs and chicks, while crocodiles and turtles ambush drinking birds. The Diederik cuckoo parasitizes quelea nests. Invertebrates, including armored bush crickets and scorpions, Cheloctonus jonesii, prey on young. Internal parasites include Hemoproteus and Plasmodium. The red-billed quelea is hunted and consumed in Africa, particularly around Lake Chad. Hadjari trappers use triangular handheld nets, catching approximately 20,000 birds nightly per team, with 5-10 million annually near N'Djamena. Value $37,500, $75,000. Sara employ fine mesh standing nets. Massa and Muscum use cast nets. In Tanzania's Kondoa district, woven stargrass traps capture hundreds daily. Guano from Nigerian roosts serves as fertilizer. Queleas control pests like locusts and moths. With approximately 200 million in the Lake Chad basin, hunting has minimal impact. IUCN status is least concern. Tourists enjoy flock sightings in places like Kruger National Park. Red-billed queleas can be kept and bred in captivity by hobbyists. They require large, high cages for flight to prevent obesity and thrive in mixed-species aviaries with groups mimicking natural flocks. They tolerate frost, but need shelter from rain and wind. Provide hanging branches like hawthorn for nesting. Diet includes tropical and grass seeds, plus insects, mealworms, spiders, or boiled egg during breeding, with grit and calcium sources, shell grit, cuttlebone. Supply grass or coconut fiber for breeding. The red-billed quelea, dubbed Africa's feathered locust, is a major agricultural pest in sub-Saharan Africa. Governments in Botswana, Ethiopia, Kenya, South Africa, Sudan, Tanzania, and Zimbabwe control populations by targeting problematic flocks. Primary method: aerial spraying of fenthion organophosphate on breeding colonies and roosts. Alternatives include ground manual spraying and fire bombs. 1950s to 1960s eradication efforts failed, so current strategies focus on protecting vulnerable fields. Control is coordinated by DLCO-EA and IRLCO-CSA, supplying aircraft for operations. In conclusion, the red-billed quelea's taxonomy and names highlight its fascinating history, from Linnaean origins to modern ornithological recognition across Africa.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.